Think of it this way. Every insurance company has a personality.
I would agree with that.
Some want to help you. They're there to help you shovel your driveway in the snow, all the rest of that.
Right.
And then there's bullies.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Airing of Grievances. And Happy New Year to all of you. We're so grateful that you're here. I'm Eric Reamer, and this is Robert Grieve, and we are, again, very thankful that you are joining us today. Now, if this is your first time joining us, we encourage you to go ahead and click the thumbs up button.
Just do it now.
Just do it now, right?
Just do it now.
Here's a bunch of thumbs just to remind you how good thumbs ups can be. And YouTube actually takes that, puts it into their algorithm, and shows this video to more people, which at the end of this video, I think you're going to agree, is a valuable message to get out to as many people as possible. If you're one of our longtime family members who have just joined us over and over and over again,
Thank you.
we can't do this without you. And we appreciate you sharing. So many of them have shared our message through the social media platforms, the Facebooks, the Twitters, the LinkedIns, and so on. And we're grateful for that as well. All right. Rob, happy Saturday to you.
To you, Happy New Year. Let's get it going.
Now, Rob, as is commonly the case, I spend the week scouring the interwebs trying to find what we should address and talk about. And then you come up and say, take a listen to this. And today is a wow, one of those.
Yep.
So I'm excited.
Kinda.
Well, I'm excited to have you share with our audience what you recently experienced and the outcome thereof.
So, several months ago, I got a call from my neighbor who had a little bump and grind, so to speak. And as he was carefully backing out of his driveway, he managed to hit his friend's vehicle.
Okay.
And so he needed to get his vehicle fixed. We don't fix the vehicle type that the other one that his friend had. That's a Tesla. We don't work on those here.
I see.
We leave those to the Tesla experts. And so we coach him up front of what he is probably going to go through with the insurance company he's dealing with.
Okay.
On his vehicle. You wouldn't think it should be any issue on the one that he hit.
Yeah.
But my concern is his vehicle because that's the one we'll be repairing.
And just to kind of put the spotlight on what you just said, we coach him a little bit on what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
Some insurance companies are easier to work with than the one in question.
Yes.
Yeah. And so you just kind of give them a little bit of a heads up. This is the fight you're probably going to experience.
Think of it this way. Every insurance company has a personality.
I would agree with that.
Some want to help you. They're there to help you shovel your driveway in the snow, all the rest of that.
Right.
And then there's bullies.
Yeah,
So,
that's a good analogy.
All
right. So
this one happens to be a bully.
You coached.
We coached, brought his vehicle in. We did the repair on it. And in the end, the bill to fix this car properly was a little over $4,000.
Okay.
And the insurance company felt as though $2,200 would be better.
The insurance company thought $2,200 would be better because that's less than $4,200, and
Right.
that's what they would have to pay.
Right.
Okay.
So all they were willing to pay is $2,200.
I see.
A smidge over $2,200.
All right.
Which left my neighbor
Yeah.
with a balance. Now, insurance companies are using this more and more and more because if people are willing to pay that balance and not sue them and not enforce any part of the policy or anything, they win.
They win. And you know, let's just assume that maybe that insurance company has 10 customers. The savings in that,
Significant.
yeah.
Significant.
And most insurance companies have more than 10 customers.
You know, and it's what we call cost transfer. We've written about it. We've talked about it.
Yeah.
They're transferring their cost onto you.
Yeah.
Because they have an obligation to put your car back to pre-loss condition.
Right.
And have it functioning as designed.
Yes.
So they chose not to go that route in this particular case,
Yep.
which I alerted my neighbor that it more than likely was going to land up there.
Mm-hmm.
We never know what the difference is going to be.
Sure.
Naturally, the bigger the job, the bigger the difference.
Yes.
So anyway, he asked for some help on what to do next and so on and so forth. And we gave him some ideas. And he landed up, on my advice, just checking with the Colorado Department of Insurance on how they felt about it.
Okay, so he just asked the DOI.
Yeah, this is my situation. I'm going to have to come out of pocket with this much money, even though I have a policy, and I've had it for years and years and years.
As many of us do.
On my home and all my cars and an umbrella and blah, 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 which I told them they don't care, which they don't.
You're right.
They don't care. There are insurance companies that reward loyalty and care.
Yeah.
This is not one of them.
Okay.
So he made this phone call to the Department of Insurance and asked for their, astute advice as to what to do.
Yeah.
And then he called me back about an hour later, and they were paying the whole bill. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. I mean, that's a nice resolution. I gotta ask. What about the other guy's car? The what did you say? It was a Tesla, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened with that? Because I'm pretty sure since your neighbor accidentally damaged the Tesla,
Give him a little bump. Yep.
the insurer is also responsible
Mm-hmm. Same insurer.
to take care of that damage.
That's correct.
Okay. So what happened there?
Well, that's how today's episode came about, because yesterday he called me to say that his friend's car was done at the other body shop,
Yeah.
but there's a $4,000 balance that the insurer is not willing to address. And now, because of that, he's on the hook for it.
$4,000 is a lot of money.
It sure is. It sure is. Folks, it shouldn't be this hard to get your car fixed, or if you bump your friend's car. Nobody should have to go through all this misery. You shouldn't have to go through all this misery.
Yeah.
But in today's climate, that's what's going on.
Yeah.
It's going on day in and day out.
Yeah.
And we see it all the time. And so, anyway, the shop alerted him that he was going to be responsible for it. So, folks, here's the thing. If you damage somebody's car, house,
Property.
motorcycle, property of any nature,
Yeah.
you're responsible for that. You
Ultimately.
are responsible
Yeah.
for that. The fact that you do or don't have insurance, if you do, it makes it better for you.
It should.
And they should just make that other person whole.
They should.
You didn't do it on purpose. It was an accident. If you did it on purpose, it wouldn't be covered.
Right.
So here's the thing. If the shop or the consumer that owned the Tesla has to sue my neighbor for the $4,000 to get him to pay,
Right.
well, then the liability part of the policy kicks in, the legal liability part of the policy, and his insurer has to represent him in court over what they're doing.
Wait a minute.
And they have to hire lawyers and stuff on his behalf to fight in the court system against what they inflicted. It's the craziest thing in the world, but that's the way the policy works.
Now, I find this humorous and sad all in the same breath. Because here you've got an insurer who says, we're not going to pay for the proper repair.
Nope, that is correct.
Then you have the body shop who did the proper repair.
Yep.
Saying,
Very reputable shop.
neighbor, you need to pay the difference, what your insurer won't pay.
That is correct, because that's his responsibility.
And then your advice to the neighbor was get it in writing.
Have the shop let you know in writing that they're going to pursue you, they or the insured. It's really the insured that should be pursuing them.
Sure.
Or the claimant, the person that he hit,
Yeah.
would be the ones pursuing them, and then the other shop would be pursuing the person that owns the vehicle.
So he receives this threatening letter.
Yeah, this email demanding, it's a demand.
It's a demand.
It's a demand, and if you
Pay
don't pay,
or we will sue.
or it's going to go through the legal system.
And if it goes through the legal system, the ones who won't pay
Are the ones that have to represent him.
have to represent. Is that not the craziest thing you've heard all day?
Yeah, it's nuts.
If you find this as absurd as we do, would you do us a favor? Would you just click the link for this YouTube video and share it to your social media, your Facebook friends and whatnot, and say, you got to hear this.
Yeah. So he called me yesterday for some advice on what to do in this situation now.
Yeah.
So I said, well, get the information in writing from the shop,
Yeah.
or from the person that you backed into.
Right.
And remember what we did the first time? Give the Department of Insurance a call and say, hey, I'm going to get sued if I don't pay this that my insurance company won't pay. Is that the way this is supposed to work?
There's just a question. Is
Yeah.
that the way
Is
this
that the way
is
it's supposed to work? He calls me back, it was a few hours later, to let me know that they've funded the whole repair.
The insurer.
Yeah.
The way it should have been.
From the beginning. From the beginning. But now nobody had to get sued and all the rest of that. There are many ways, depending on what situation you find yourself in, to fight these things. And again, it depends on the situation and who's done what and all the rest of that. But we have a good handle on what to do next. And many people that support us that we can send you to that will help you through this if we can't help you through it, because some of it it's over,
Sure.
you know.
It's out of our jurisdiction.
Yeah, kind of. But in this particular case, he got made whole on his car. He got made whole on his guest's car, and should have never had to go through any of this to begin with. He should have just taken his car to the shop and got it fixed, and his friend should have taken her car to the shop and got it fixed, and everything should have been taken care of. But that is not the way it works today.
It occurs to me, after all this, the dust has settled and this story has come to a happier resolution, that in fact, the real good neighbor is you.
Yeah, I guess I landed up being the good neighbor in the end of this story. But
That's a happy story. Thank you for sharing that with us. And
it's good to have a win.
It's great to have a win.
And it's not a win for me.
No.
It's a win for the guest.
You know, that's just the thing. And you came up with a moral to this story, right?
The moral to this story is, and it's a saying that my father used to use.
Yeah.
The time to fix the roof is when the sun is shining.
Yeah.
So before you get into all of this stuff, stop. Make sure that you're insured with the right company, with the right personality.
Yep.
And I know it's a pain in the butt, but find a body shop that you're going to trust, that at a moment's notice, you say, I've got a problem.
Yeah.
I just had an accident, and let them walk you through it. There's plenty of shops out there.
That's right.
That know all the same things that I know, and that will help you through getting you whole.
Yeah.
And not letting people take advantage of you, and have you spend money that it's not fair that you have to pay.
Right.
So
Right.
Get a good insurance company. Get a good insurance company.
And find a good body shop.
Find a good body shop you can rely on, that you know is going to fix the car properly and has your best interest at heart.
Yeah.
And time to fix the roofs when the sun is shining.
Your dad, your dad didn't actually write that.
No, of course not.
That was written and spoken in 1962 by President Kennedy, and it was still valid. It was valid then. It is still valid today. And
Get in front of things.
get in front of it.
Get in front of it before you really need it.
Yeah.
You know.
You can help us get in front of it by sharing this video with your friends. Comment below, and if you haven't already, make sure that you click the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way, every time we post new content, you'll be connected to us as well. Rob, thank you so very much for what you do. Appreciate you.
Hope you found value in what we talked about today. And to my dear friends and listeners and people that tune in, God bless you, and thanks so much. Have an amazing week.